Long ago, in a land ruled by the mighty and the powerful, there was a king named Shaddad, a man whose ambition knew no bounds. His wealth was vast, his power limitless, but it was his desire for greatness that truly defined him. Shaddad was not content with earthly riches or the ordinary comforts of life. No, he sought something far more extraordinary. He wanted to create a paradise on earth, a place so magnificent that even the heavens would envy it. This ambition wasn't born out of a desire to please Allah or to benefit his people. Instead, it was driven by a deep-seated arrogance. He believed that by creating such a paradise, he could rival the divine paradise that was promised to the righteous in the afterlife. Little did he know, the very thing he sought would become his undoing. As his plans unfolded, the world would soon learn that no matter how much power one possesses, there are forces far greater that no mortal can control. And Shaddad's quest for an earthly paradise would prove to be a tragic tale of ambition, arrogance, and divine retribution.
Shaddad's heart was consumed by a hunger for power and grandeur. He was not just a ruler, he was a man who believed that he could bend the laws of nature and challenge the very will of Allah. Unlike other kings who sought to build empires of wealth and prosperity, Shaddad envisioned something far more audacious. He would build a paradise that would make even the divine creation look ordinary. His dream was clear: to create a garden so splendid, so luxurious, that it would be the epitome of earthly beauty. He spared no expense. Gardens were planted with the rarest flowers. Trees bore fruit that no one had ever tasted, and fountains flowed with waters that seemed to shimmer with the glow of eternal youth. Every inch of his paradise was designed to evoke awe, admiration, and envy. But what drove him was not a desire to share this beauty with his people, but an unshakable belief that he could outdo the paradise that awaited the righteous in the afterlife. Shaddad, in his arrogance, imagined that his earthly creation could secure him eternal glory, placing him on the same pedestal as Allah's divine paradise. His desire for greatness blinded him to the truth. No mortal creation could ever rival the magnificence of the heavens. Shaddad's arrogance was so profound that he believed that through his own might, he could control fate itself. He disregarded the idea that paradise was a reward from Allah, available only to those who followed the righteous path. In Shaddad's eyes, paradise was a creation that could be sculpted, shaped, and owned.
Shaddad's vision began to take shape in the most spectacular way. His engineers, architects, and workers were summoned from every corner of his vast empire. They labored day and night under the king's unrelenting command to transform his dream into reality. What emerged was nothing short of a marvel, an earthly garden that surpassed all imagination. It wasn't just a garden, it was a fortress of beauty and excess. Tall, majestic trees, laden with golden fruits, stood side by side with sparkling rivers that twisted and turned like veins of liquid crystal. Flowers bloomed with colors so vibrant they seemed to come from another world. Each corner of the paradise was meticulously crafted to reflect the king's pride and vision. The air was filled with the scent of exotic plants, and the sounds of birds singing in harmony echoed across the land. Shaddad called it Iram, the name of a paradise that he believed would rival the gardens of Allah. He thought he had mastered the secrets of paradise itself. Each stone, each tree, each drop of water was a testament to his power and superiority. And as he stood in the center of it all, surveying his creation, Shaddad believed that he had done what no one before him had dared to do. He had brought paradise to earth. He was certain that no one could ever match the perfection of what he had achieved. With his Iram, Shaddad was convinced that his name would be immortalized forever. The world would remember him as the king who built the greatest paradise the world had ever seen, a paradise that would live on in history, untouched by time. But as the grandiose beauty of Iram stood before him, Shaddad's heart grew even heavier with pride. He began to see this creation not just as a masterpiece, but as a symbol of his defiance against the divine. He no longer sought the simple pleasures of this world. He wanted eternal glory, the kind only promised to the truly righteous. Little did he know, this paradise would be his downfall. The very thing that he believed would bring him eternal glory was about to become his most tragic mistake.
As word of Shaddad's magnificent paradise spread, a wise man from a distant land heard of the king's creation. This man, known for his deep wisdom and understanding of divine matters, was troubled by what he had heard. He knew the danger of Shaddad's arrogance and the dire consequences that awaited him if he did not humble himself. The wise man traveled to Shaddad's kingdom and sought an audience with the king. He stood before Shaddad, who was seated proudly amidst his paradise, and spoke with a calm yet firm voice. "O king, what you have created is indeed beautiful, but do not let your heart be deceived. This is but an illusion, a fleeting reflection of true paradise. You cannot compare your earthly creation to the eternal gardens promised by Allah. Paradise is a reward for the righteous, a place that cannot be built by the hands of mortals, no matter how mighty. Beware, for pride is a dangerous path that leads to destruction." Shaddad, however, scoffed at the man's words. He dismissed him as an old fool, unwilling to believe that anything, much less his paradise, could fall under the will of Allah. In his arrogance, Shaddad refused to heed the warning. Instead, he continued to bask in the glory of his creation, believing that his paradise was proof of his superiority and invincibility. The wise man's warning was not ignored by Allah. As Shaddad stood, prideful and unaware of the consequences, the heavens prepared to strike down his illusion of grandeur. One day, as Shaddad entered the gates of his paradise, he was struck by a force far greater than anything he could comprehend. The earth trembled, and the once beautiful paradise began to crumble before his eyes. The trees withered, the fountains dried up, and the golden fruits turned to dust. Shaddad rushed through the garden, desperately searching for the paradise he had built, but it was gone, destroyed in an instant, as though it had never existed. His heart sank as he realized the bitter truth. The paradise he had created with so much pride was nothing more than a fleeting illusion, a manifestation of his own arrogance. He was now faced with the devastating reality that no earthly creation, no matter how grand, could compare to the true paradise that was promised in the afterlife.